It is remarkable to hear these fools screaming that it should be illegal for Musk to have such a company in his possession, when they never batted an eye over Jeff Bezos and other billionaires owning all kinds of major news outlets like the Washington Post, a newspaper in our nation's capital. I mean, Twitter is just a place where people talk about what's on their minds. It's not a news site, nor should it be treated that way. And people who post there, no matter how nutty or outlandish, should be allowed to do exactly that. And until the left goes after the National Enquirer, for example, and its headlines about Bat Boy being abducted by space aliens to impregnate a new generation of space creatures, they should probably keep quiet about fake news on a social media platform that lets kooks like AOC and the Chinese Communist Party post right alongside the mullahs of Iran, while claiming they want to protect us, you and I, from disinformation and misinformation. Sure they do. Which brings me to the new, at least they claim it's new, the new Ministry of Truth unveiled by the Department of Homeland Security last week, which they're actually calling the Disinformation Governance Board, when in reality, it is specifically the government's Disinformation Board. You get the change. Designed to silence anyone it disagrees with while amplifying the propaganda they want you to believe and to swallow. But guys, may I be clear? I'm good. I'm good. I don't need the government telling me what's true. You know, like 17 intelligence agencies claiming the Russian dossier about Donald Trump was real and that Hunter Biden's laptop was a false story planted by Russia. Those kind of things. Trust me, I'm all set on the government setting the standard for what's true and what's not. This whole bizarre Orwellian proclamation about a government agency to regulate disinformation and misinformation to protect us all, but really protect the communities of color it claims are really being negatively affected. That is as frightening as it gets. So you have to ask the question, seriously, what are they distracting us from? The coming food crisis, stacked on top of the self-made energy crisis, or the coming planned invasion at our southern border? Have to ask. Or are they keeping us off balance with this insanity, which has no place at all in America, or any nation for that matter? Are they keeping us off balance to drop some really big bombshell right on our heads? And you may think it started after Elon Musk decided to buy Twitter, but really it's been going on for a long time, and really started with former President Barack Obama, the man that helped build and perfect the deep state that we all know and love. He wasn't happy about it at all. He demanded something, well, it must be done. It is remarkable that a person as incapable as Brian Stelter got a job at that level with any company ever. I mean, it is truly hard to believe anyone in Washington, or anyone at all, that is, would, with a straight face, offer up a government agency to determine for you and for me what's true and what's false. It's completely at odds with what America is, unless they're trying to keep something a whole lot bigger hidden from you. A whole lot bigger. Look over here, something shiny. Until we find out what that is, remember this. I believe freedom of speech is the most critical founding principle of this nation and cannot be touched, especially by the government. This Ministry of Truth should be sacrificed on the altar of freedom immediately. And here's one more lesson for you before we go to break. Please remember, and read along with this if you will, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Those 5 points are the most important part of any constitution of any nation in the history of this world. Our First Amendment rights protect us from the government doing these exact things. Now, my friends, is the time to use that freedom of speech to speak up and be heard. It's never been more critical.